Yo, yo. We gotta cut that out. Man, what's going on out here? What is going on out here? We got some close games going on right now. It is crazy. First of all, I want to start up at shout out to Charlotte, man, putting the beats on ECU, man. Bowling Green handling business 27-20 over Akron. We got Toledo 30-20 over Miami of Ohio. Knew that was going to happen. And Marshall put the beats on Appalachian State. I was wrong with that one. Shout out to Marshall 52-37. Virginia Tech putting the beats on Stanford, looking like they found their stride in that Miami game. Really looking good, man. 31-7. They finished them off. UConn beating Temple 29-20. That was not an impressive win over Temple, or it Temple found what they're doing out right now. Kurt Signetti, they going bowling. Indiana's going bowling, y'all. I told y'all. I sat here and I told y'all about this Indiana team. Kurt Signetti, Curtis Rourke, Ryuk. I like saying Ryuk. It just sounds better to me, but it's Rourke. Curtis Rourke, whatever they go. Handling business versus Northwestern. Northwestern getting their running back today. Number one, he was going off, but it just wasn't enough for Indiana. They are putting up points 41-24. And they are 6-0 right now, 3-0 in the Big Ten. They have completely turned their season around. That is a complete turnaround. They are going bowling. They did not last year. I believe they only won 3 games last year. They are right now sitting at 6-0, 3-0 in the Big Ten. Oh my goodness, they're balling. Ole Miss handling South Carolina 27-3. Now, I was saying, and got some questions for y'all out there. And one of my questions is, does this make people look at Ole Miss different? Because they lost to the Kentucky team, in a very close game by 3 points. And Kentucky was blown out by South Carolina, but South Carolina couldn't even put a touchdown on the board versus Ole Miss. And then you got Alabama in a very, very, very close game right now with Vanderbilt possibly looking to be upset. I don't know how. And Georgia losing to Alabama. And you sit there and you ask, like, what does this mean? Well, what does that mean for the SEC? That's my question to y'all. What does this mean for the SEC? I said that the SEC would not have, it'd be hard for somebody to finish winning at SEC without a loss. I said that. And you can go back and back and back on my shows and watch me. But I definitely said this on the fans' point of view with Shad. And I believe me and Shad both said this. Now, I'm not claiming to know everything, but, I believe that strongly. And that was because I'm looking at how they attacked the transfer portal, and they did it so gracefully. Nobody went over the top. The team who went the most in the transfer portal out of the SEC to me was Ole Miss, right? Ole Miss went heavy into the transfer portal, and these other teams seemed to not. And and that's just my question. What is going on in the SEC? What does this mean? And I'll rephrase the question. I'll give you the context of the question, right? When I say, what does this mean for the SEC? Like I said, South Carolina not being able to score on Ole Miss, Kentucky beating Ole Miss, but Kentucky getting blown out by South Carolina. And you've seen a nail biter that Bama's in right now with Vandy. Vandy beating Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech almost beating Miami. Like, college football is great. We're getting some great football out there right now in college football. We're just getting great football. By the way, I wanted to say that because we just saw it, right? And you look at Georgia beating Auburn 13-31. Shout out to Georgia and the Bulldogs. Shout out to Ohio State handling business 5-0, 2-0 in the Big Ten. A lot of people thought that Iowa would play them close, and I thought that they would play them close also. And there's just absolutely no excuse. It just shows how dominant Ohio State really is. It shows how dominant Ohio State really is, and how much this team, how good and how much talent is actually on this Ohio State team. They played and they kept playing and they were in a dogfight for the most quarters. And Iowa's offense just seemed to not been able to score. And I thought differently because they played when they played Iowa State in the beginning. I thought that it would be different. Honestly, did, but hey, didn't happen that way. Western Michigan beating Ball State. They're going 1-0 in the MAC. Ball State dropping a 2. That was a really, really good game, though. It was a good game, if you did not see it. Tulane beating the doors off UAB 71-20. Oh my goodness. Army, the Army advancing over Tulsa. Tulsa was looking good with Army for a while. They was trying to hang up in there, but the Army they're just too conditioned. 5-0, 4-0 in the American Athletic Conference right now. They beat them 49-7. That is crazy. That they put in that work. Navy beating Air Force. Air Force looked like they were trying to give them a rumble for their money for real quick, but Navy right now 5-0, 3-0 in American Athletic Conference, beating Air Force 34-7. That was a good one. I mean, oh my goodness. Then Wake Forest upsetting. Wake Forest upsetting North Carolina State. North Carolina State. First off, I want to say, prayers go out to Grayson McCall, their family, and everything. Get an injury update on that and everything. But if you was watching that game, then that was not something that you wanted to see. However, it just put you in the mind of what these players go through to entertain us and the game, to play the game that they love to play. They're putting their body on the line, their life on the line, and things can go any way, any given time on a football field. So, just send y'all prayers and your good vibes towards their way, because that's crazy, right? And Wake Forest beating North Carolina State 34-30. Wow, crazy game. Pitt beating UNC, going 5-0, 1-0 in the ACC, taking care of UNC. Oh my goodness, UNC falling to 3-3, 0-2 in that Atlantic Coastal Conference. What is going on? And Pitt took care of them by 10, 34-24. They took care of them in fashion. So I'm almost, what is going on in Pitt? Eli Holston looks like he is the quarterback up there. They're making me eat my words. They are fighting for Pat Narduzzi. They are playing ball for Pat Narduzzi. Pitt is playing this year. They have bought into the system. They lost a couple of players in the transfer portal, and sometimes it could be addition by subtraction. It also could be, you could be subtracting and adding addition. And that's what it looks like. What's going on there? It looks like addition by subtraction up there. That's going on up in Pittsburgh right now. And they got rid of a couple of defensive players. Their defense seems to be playing on one accord right now. They were able to play a very good team. A good running back. I don't mean team, but a very good running back and a decent defense. And a very good head coach, Mac Brown, was going on up there in North Carolina. But it seems that this NIL era of with the players and hey, they getting paid. They getting paid. It seems that some coaches don't have the right attitude for their teams, and their teams have not bought into that. You know what I mean? Like players are now able to get paid. So now you got to meet them differently. You know what I mean? You got to meet them on some kind of different level. You got to find that sweet spot. And you got to know how to ride that sweet spot. You got to know how to ride this roller coaster, the ups and downs of it, and stay on track with it. You got to know that as a head coach. And it's easier said than done. Coaching at any level is not easy. It's easy to the spectators that watch it on TV, phone, that watch the replays, that watch the recordings of it, that's on the sidelines watching. It's easy to criticize a coach on what's going on with their football team when you're not actually in that locker room and you're not taking care of those players, when you're not with those players day to day and know what they're capable of and know what these players can do and believing in your players. So coaching at any level is a task in itself. So I don't really want to keep bashing on, the coaches and what's going on, because it's a hard job, man. It just is. And I'm coming to realize that as time is going on out here, that it's really becoming different. And I think I'm turning over a new leaf with that. just try to give these teams a little bit of grace and just enjoy the sport that I love in football and talk ball. You know what I mean? All right, so yeah, man. But that game right there. How about SMU taking care of Louisville, man? Like, and I went with Louisville earlier, by the way. I definitely went with them. So and now they're able to take care of SMU. Like y'all, like and SMU is able to take care of Louisville. This says something about SMU. And I was thinking that they were an undisciplined football team, and that was my reason to taking Louisville because I thought Louisville was a more sound football team going into this game. Well, SMU showed that they have the talent, that it just took some time to get things rolling. And right now, them coming over from the American Athletic Conference, going over to the Atlantic Coastal Conference, playing they're not missing a step. They're 5-1 and they're 2-0 in the ACC, which means that they haven't lost in the ACC yet. They lost an out of conference game, so it's really not going against them. It's really not going against them right now. That loss that SMU took is not going against them right now, and because they're undefeated in the ACC, and it looks like they're going to be a problem because SMU's offense can put up the points. They can score. They can score. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm at Wisconsin. I want Wisconsin. Tyler Van Dyke is not starting for Wisconsin right now. He is out for the season. They just play like a Wisconsin team. They're playing right now like I thought they should have been playing the whole entire season. And most people out there that are Wisconsin Badger fans and anybody else that knows college football a little bit, that really do their research on the sport, that really respect the sport enough to research, to actually know what a little bit was going on. The people who respect college football know that Wisconsin can play better ball than what they have been showing, sitting at 3-2, 1-1 in the Big Ten. They put the beats on the Boilermakers. You hear me? They derailed them straight up. Get that train up out of here. Get that up out of here, dog. We ain't having that. They beat them up 52-6. Shout out to Wisconsin taking care of work. If you're a Badger fan right now, give yourself a pat on the back. I'm happy for you. You heard? All right. NIU beating UMass like that by 14 points. It's really not impressive to me. See, and the thing is, and I gotta give a shout out to the coach up there and everything that's going on. But see, when you let UMass score 20 points on you, you got 34 and you only beat them by 2 touchdowns, and you beat a Notre Dame team. When you beat a Power 5 team, you got to run through the MAC. You can't be 0-1 in the MAC sitting at 3-2 and you beat a team like Notre Dame. See, that just don't work for me. So this team is up and down, and it just speaks the volumes to what college football is right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's just where I'm at with that. And I'm gonna leave it there. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to comment, you want to say anything about it, go ahead. I'll leave it open for you. Boston College losing to Virginia today to the Cavaliers. Now that was a shock to me. I took Boston College in that game. I really thought that Boston College, Thomas Castellanos, they was gonna go off. I thought Castellanos being back today, they're able to hang it. They almost beat Missouri. They really did. They they should be undefeated. I think Boston College should be undefeated right now. They got a good team. Boston College does have a good team, sitting at 4-2, 1-1 in the ACC. Not too bad right now. You know what I'm saying? Still got a winning record, so the season's not over. But how about them Cavaliers sitting at 2-0 in the ACC right now, 4-1 overall? That says something. Beating a Boston College team, being able to beat them and beat them by 10, and that says something, man. That says something about them Cavaliers. Watch out for them. College football is just amazing. It's just amazing. I got to look into more of this team. I got to check out that film on West Virginia right now on them Cavaliers because, man, did they get it. Now, oh my goodness, I got to talk about this game because, like, what is going on? What is going on, man? Like, I mean, Missouri having Brady Cook and having arguably the preseason #1 overall receiver in college football, hands down on me and everybody else. I think I said Restrepo. I think I was taking Restrepo, but yeah, I'll stand corrected. If you go back and you watch when I did the receivers on my videos, when I got struck by those videos by the way. So if you want to, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But I did receivers, and I think I was saying like, Mbuka and Restrepo, and I was like, if I gotta say it, Restrepo is like the best all round to me in the country. I think I was talking about Restrepo, but y'all can stand corrected because I think I was going with Burton, and I'm right now I'm saying that I was going with Burton to be the best receiver right now, and that's what I'm saying. That's where I'm getting at with this, and right now he's just not looking that way. He's just not looking that way right now. Luther, I mean, look, the teams are able to plan for you, right? Teams are not able to plan for a receiver like a Restrepo, like a Travis Hunter, like a Trey Harris. They're trying to limit their touches and limit their yardage and limit their yaks and their catches and so forth and so on. But they're so great that they just do what they do. Look at Jeremiah Smith, the young sensation up there at Ohio State. You can do what you do, try to stop him, but he's going to get his. Look at Ryan Williams over at in Bama with the roll tide. You could try to stop him, but that's not going to happen. He's going to be open. And what is going on like that right there? And I maybe, just maybe, that one fluke loss in the beginning of the season to Notre Dame may have been a fluke. Now, does that hurt Texas A&M? Does that loss to Notre Dame hurt Texas A&M? To me, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because if you lose to a Notre Dame team, right, that lost to an NIU team, and I know that's what we're saying, they lost to an NIU team that's on one in the MAC. You just said it, Trekking. No, the reason why I'm saying this is simply because when you go and you lose to a top 10 team at the beginning of the season, which is like some of you guys out there like to say the preseason of college football, right? It's the first game and everything else, right? So that's what y'all like to say. And now I can't say this. That's bull crap. All right. So I'm going to give y'all a you're damn right. So we're going to keep it moving. Anyhow, now you got Texas A&M beating up them Tigers. Beat them so bad. Beat them. They dominated them by 31, 41-10, 41-10, 5-1, 3-0 in the SEC. And I'm telling you, and I'm going to say it one more time for the people that didn't hear me at the beginning of this video. The SEC will beat up on each other this season. They will. Now, I'm telling you, they will do that. They will beat up on each other this season. Yes, they will. This is not the first time we're going to see a so-called mid-tier SEC football team beat a top 10 football SEC team. To me, I don't think it's gonna stop. I don't know what team is going to be. It just seems to fluctuate with them teams. But now you got to take Missouri and you got to put Missouri at the middle of the pack, and so you got to move Texas A&M up. But where do you put them at? Because the mainstream media is going to look at that NIU beating Notre Dame and them losing to Notre Dame and not being able to move to Notre Dame, but their offense is rolling. They are on the roll. Watch out for Texas A&M, man. They are coming back. Them Aggies, man. You hear me? They playing everybody. No pun intended. Now, Penn State beating UCLA by 11, right? We got to say, we just talked about this a little bit earlier. They do have Eric Bieniemy over there, and they have Deshaun Foster. It's their first year. I know they're 0-3 in the Big Ten. They were 1-4 overall. They won 8 games last year. They lost a lot of their key talent, people. They lost a lot of their key talent. That was a lot of it. And that's just the way I feel. But Penn State beating them, a win is a win, man. If we have not figured out, this is not the college football that you're used to. It's not. Accept it. You might not want to. I know you're gonna get in your feelings. I know you're sitting there like trucking. You're talking gibberish. No, I'm not. It's just not the same college football you're used to. It just isn't. Face it, people. It isn't. It just is not anymore. It is moving to a whole different era. It is moving in a direction that is beautiful to watch, to see, to behold, to cradle, to just make you want to do that. But I'm telling you, in a sense, it's just changing. And a win is a win for Penn State. Now, me being biased with Penn State, I could be saying that, but they're 5-0 and they're 2-0 in the Big Ten. And if you can't rock with me on saying that statement that is changing, then you go and look at the scores today and go look how many upsets you're seeing. Upsets every week, not one upset a week. You're seeing multiple upsets every single week in college football. It is happening. It is happening every week, ladies and gentlemen. Open your eyes, see, caress, take deep breaths, do what you got to do. But I'm just telling you, it's going down. In Penn State, they beat UCLA 27-11. Shout out to Penn State. Win is a win. Keep it moving. That's all that matters, right? Syracuse, like I said earlier, Syracuse beating UNLV. That was huge for them. College football is where it's at. Where is it at right now? Because the only loss that Syracuse took was to who? Stanford. And Stanford just got the dog beat out of them for 2 times in a week. But then UNLV coming there 1-0 in the Mountain West, looking like they about to just run the table on all them G5 programs over there, looking beast mode-ish, and they just still putting up 40 points in the game, and then they lose to a Syracuse team. Kyle McCord, like that's what are we talking about? What, or like, you see it. You see it. The proof is in the pudding. And you ain't got to watch the film to know what's going on and what to see. Look at the stats, look at the scores, and look at what these players are doing. See, film only tells, film can tell you about what the players and their tendencies is on a field. But see, stats, and the way that I look at the stats, and the way that I see them stats, and I feel them stats, and I just had to break it down like that because that's what it is. I see different. It's like when I look at these stats and I see tendencies in those. I don't know why it's like that with me in numbers. I see and I see tendencies. I see things inside those numbers in ways of what I can't read with the film, in the ways that maybe you could. The ways that I look at these numbers and these stats, you can't look at them like me like that. You just can't do it. So don't try. But you could try, and I'll learn you something. You dig? And maybe you can learn me something. But I'm telling you, don't knock me for mine. I got my thing, and I'm going to stick to it. That's all I got to say. Shout out to Syracuse winning that game. Man, Oregon, you know what I'm saying? They beating Michigan State. They took care of them. You know, they made some mistakes in the game, but a win is a win. I ain't going too hard on that because we're seeing the way that it is. I'm not going to keep harping on that. I'm not going to keep doing it. And then you got a team like Houston beating TCU. Was that an upset? Was that an upset? That's all I gotta say. Was it? Oh no, you're gonna try to make the argument and say that it wasn't, aren't you? It was. Stop fronting. It definitely was. Stop playing. First time head coach over there. You know, you did not expect the Houston Cougars to beat TCU Horned Frogs. You just didn't do it. Like why are we gonna sit here in front? Don't play like that. It's not even that. But anyhow, you probably gonna say it is. But that's okay. Get down in the comments and let me know how you feel about that. All right. Now we got some of these games still going on. And we got, I already talked about these games earlier. Jacksonville State taking care of Kennesaw 63-24. Sam Houston taking care of UTEP 41-21. Texas State taking care of Troy 38-17. Now you got UCF going up against Florida right now. Now UCF, they just got totally exposed by the Colorado Buffaloes. Oh my goodness, why did I take them to beat the Colorado Buffaloes? Because if I do not pick against Colorado is going to probably lose the game. If I pick Colorado, they probably gonna lose. And I'm gonna just stand on business. I'm gonna stand on business, partner. Yeah, heard. I'm gonna do it. All right. Now I had to get that like that. Shout out to all my homies down south. You feel me, y'all? I rocks with y'all. But yeah, man. I got Florida in that game, and I'm standing on that right now. Ooh, Baylor is up right now on Iowa State. That is crazy because I picked Iowa State to beat Baylor. That is crazy. I got Iowa State to win the Big 12 right now. That is crazy. They're up on them in the first quarter, and the first quarter is almost over. What is going on? What is going on? I'm telling you, it is. Oh, we're going to say the Big 12 just beat up on each other. No, college football is beating up on each other. We're seeing it. We're seeing I don't care. Look at every single conference there is. There is multiple upsets every week. Charlotte just beat the dog-ish out of, yes, East Carolina. I know. Oh, that's a different. No, it don't matter. I'm telling you, we're seeing it every single week. We're every single week. Hold up. Let me get him out. You ever seen the say a lot when he gets a 4 every single week? All right. You understand that? All right. Now, they just changed. 3. They got 3 on the board. 7-3. Nevada playing San Jose State. And right now in the Mountain West game, they both going for it. And it's tied up 7-7 right now. I think I can't remember who I took. I think I took San Jose State in this game. But that's going to be a good one right now. Still 0-0 in that SC game. And I told you I was going to take Minnesota at home, upsetting the Trojans. PJ Fleck, that is my upset watch for the game today. I picked it, and if they come back, they come back. And I'm wrong if I'm wrong. It is what it is. But I told you, listen, man, I ain't gonna, man. Anyway, we just gonna move on to the next one. All right, and Washington playing Michigan, man. Oh man, I told you, I went and put the bread on who? Went and put the bread on them, but I think did I take Washington or did I switch? I think I switched it up and I took Big Blue from my bro. Yeah, I took Big Blue from my bro for sure. But I know that was going to be a good one. It's going to be a good battle. I thought that Washington could do a little bit more than what Michigan is capable to do. We know that Michigan is going to play tough defense, but they cannot throw the ball. What is going on with them throwing the ball? Only receiver you're going to throw to is Loveland. I will double Loveland, and I will give you everybody else a one-on-one, and I'm bringing pressure, all different kinds of pressure. I'm going to throw twist stunts, everything up at Michigan, and not quarterback until he could prove to me. And if I got to load the box up with 8-9 people, I'm going to load the box, take the run away from you. You're going to have to beat me in the air for Michigan. And Washington, they definitely got young Belichick over there on that defensive coordinator, and he knows what he's doing. And I knew better. I just knew better. But anyway, it's going to be a good game, and I still got Big Blue winning that game. You heard me? So let's move on up to the top. Now, we got Arkansas up right now. We're almost at the end of the first quarter, and they are up 3-0 on Tennessee. I think that's still going to change. I think Tennessee goes ahead, and they walk them down slow. I think that's a walk them down game. I think that's what's probably going on with SC and Minnesota right now. Maybe they're going to walk them down. I know for sure that's what Iowa State's going to do with Baylor. They're probably going to walk them down. But, hey, if Arkansas can keep up this intensity, Arkansas may come out. And we're seeing that. Come on, man. Man, listen, I ain't going to keep harping on that. I can't believe Southern Alabama, Arkansas State is up on Southern Alabama 3-0 over there in the Sun Belt. Another Sun Belt game. James Madison is taking care of business. University of Louisiana, Monroe, and another Sun Belt game. Southern Miss is getting the beats put on them right now. Shad, I told you about them Raging Cajuns. Hot Cajuns beating on them. Old Dominion is up on Coastal Carolina right now. They are 1-3, and that is crazy. I'm telling you. All right, now Utah State is playing Boise State right now. Boise State is up on them. It's 11 minutes in the second quarter, as you can see, and it's 21-10. Clemson is up on FSU 17-7. They went with the quarterback change over there. Oh, Colorado State is up on Oregon State right now as we speak, almost going into the half, 10-7. Oh my goodness. Man, I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Trucking don't know ball. I don't know ball. I just be out here just talking on these streets. No, I do my research. I do so much of it that I'm literally beat. I am literally missing certain things. I am literally. It is a job of what I do on how much research I have around me, on how much research that I do on a daily to make sure that I am not just out here just talking ish. And if I pull stats up for my people out here who rock with me to see, that's because I want you to see what I'm talking about. I want you to see where I get a lot of my research, where and how I dig into it, piece by piece by piece, almost journalistic. And I ain't go to school for this shit. But I do it like this. But anyway, man, I did take Duke over Georgia Tech because I think they're giving Duke like 9.5 points. Oh, yeah. If you out there and you listening to this, you're going ahead and take Duke with the 9.5 points. Even though Georgia Tech do win this game, I do not think that it is going to be by they're not. I think Duke closes that gap. But did I take Georgia Tech? I think I took the Yellow Jackets. I know I took the Yellow Jackets to win this game, but I'm telling you, Duke 9.5. I think you got to rock with that. But the Yellow Jackets, man, look, it's first quarter, still early. Just kick the game off, just started. It is what it is. Kansas and Arizona State. Kansas, Arizona State. Kansas is a big upset right now. They got to win this game. And so don't Arizona State. They can't go on to in the Big 12. Man, but Kansas got to win this game. This is a must win for Kansas. If they go 1-5, JB, I'm hunting for you, JB. Where you at, JB? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? All right, partner. Man, look, the game is over right now. I am looking for this Alabama game. It is over. It has concluded. And we see that Alabama has lost. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Number one, Alabama has lost to Vanderbilt. To Vanderbilt. Let me say that again. To Vanderbilt. It sounds like a Street Fighter move. Vanderbilt. Like, listen, but I'm just saying, when it's all said and done, man, that's all I'm trying to say, bro. That's all I'm trying to say, bro. Week in and week out, we're going to start seeing it. You have never, like, listen, Vanderbilt has never, ever beat a what did they say, a Power 5 program or a top 10 program, and what, over there 0-60. They was 0-60 before they beat Alabama. Are you listening to this? Is changing, people. Do you not see that? It's changing. Hey, oh my goodness, I can't scream that louder. I cannot talk louder. I can't make this make no more sense than what I'm talking about right now. It's going down. College football is not the same no more. It just ain't. Get used to it. I love it. I love it. If you're a Bama fan right now, you are sick to your stomach. But I'm going to tell you like this: if you're a Bama fan, it's okay, Bama fans. It's all right. You feel me? And I ain't trying to, maybe I am making an excuse for Bama fans right now, but look, I don't care, because I come from a division where Pittsburgh Steelers, we play the Baltimore Ravens, and we play the Cincinnati Bengals, and we play the Cleveland Browns. We play each other so tough. And I honestly think the only way that a team can beat one of our teams in our divisions at certain points and beat us is after we play each other, right? That is like a black and blue game. That Alabama and Georgia game is like a black and blue game in college football. Black and blue, yeah, you're going to come up with some bruises. People a little banged up, a little stiff from that game still. They played their hearts out to the core against Georgia. You hear me? And the same thing was happening to Georgia too. They got on slow start, but they had Auburn. They had Auburn, a very young team. If Georgia goes in right now, if Georgia is playing a Texas A&M right now after they played Alabama, they're losing. They're going to lose the game too. Stop playing. Stop playing, y'all. Stop playing with me, man. So if you're a Bama fan, just look, man. I know you sick, but y'all still can run the table. Y'all still can go over there and give somebody else some L's, because y'all ain't the only SEC team that's going to take an L. Right now, 3 of the 4 top best teams that to win the SEC have a loss besides Texas. Texas is the only one. And who was the top 4? Georgia, Alabama, Ole Miss, and Texas. Those are the top 4 that everybody was picking to win the SEC or to come out of the SEC. And 3 of them already have 1 loss. I told y'all this before. Man, listen, I said it. I did. Chuck and Chubby said it. I ain't always right, man. I'm just not. But I you can see it. The people that they were picking, the stats that they beholded, they got it, man. They're evening up shit, man. That's why I'm not against the NIL. I'm not against that, man. I'm not. When I say contracts, that's just to keep things the way that it's flowing with that team, man. But other than that, like, I'm cool with it, dog. I'm cool with it. Cause look what's going on. We getting beautiful football. Ain't nobody just dominant no more. You got to go out there and play every week. Your team ain't full with 6 stars and 5 stars deep. You with 3 deep. It ain't like that no more. It ain't like that no more. You just got 5 stars on your first string, 5 stars on your second strings, 5 stars on your third strings. No, there's a couple of them that went over to Dion. There's a couple of them that went over to Utah. A couple of them went to York Rutgers. A couple went to West Virginia. A couple went to there. A couple went here at Miami. You know what I'm saying? You getting them everywhere, bro. And I'm loving that, bro. I'm loving this, man. And y'all should be too, man. And if you ain't, you one of them old school guys, then guess what? We can do it on a panel when you feel like it, man. But look, West Virginia took care of Oklahoma State like I knew they would. Put the beats on them, man. I don't know what's going on with Oklahoma State. I told y'all that Alan Bowman is upsetting. I said if all Alan Bowman got to do is take care of the damn football, and Oklahoma State was going to run the table, and he couldn't do that, and he folded. He folded. And that's what's happening with them, and it's just that plain to see. I hate to put it on a player like that, and because I know how hard it is to play the quarterback position, especially at the collegiate level, D1, where guys are trying to go pro and they trying to eat and they trying to get paid and get deal. I know how hard it is, but Alan Bowman is just that simple, bro. Yeah. Gotta take care of the ball. You got the guys to throw to. You got the guys to throw the ball to, man. You got the running game to go with it, man. But it seemed like if Ollie Gordon ain't going, then Alan Bowman can't do it, man. With the receivers and the weapons that they got. Period. And you got other people emerging up out of Oklahoma State, catching the ball, looking good, to go with Rashad Owens, to go with Brandon Presley, you know what I'm saying? Like Stribling and the other guy. Like, come on, man. That's 4 of them right there. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember. I can't recall. I can't know. I'm thinking like, why? What is going on? What is, man? Listen, I'm loving college football right now, man. And if you ain't, I don't know what to tell you, man. But look, y'all keep on it. Y'all keep on keeping on, man. I was over here, man, just dribbling for the whole half an hour. But look, it's all good. I know y'all rocking with me. I know y'all love the boy. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you hitting the like button one time before you get on and up out of here. Even if you don't like it, give me the dislike. Let me know why you don't like it. I love that too. Get down in the comments, man. But look, I got a question for y'all. Are y'all loving college football this season? Because Truck and Chubby is. I'm loving it. Bada, ba, ba, boom. Let's go, man. Hey, I'm up out of here, man. Peace and love to everybody up out there, man. Thank you for watching, man. You know what I'm saying? Peace.